Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Fruitful Lindens. This is my first ever video and I'm really excited to start my cash budgeting journey with you. I do want to point out that this is not my first time using cash envelopes. I previously followed the Dave Ramsey program and it did work for me, but I realized that a lot of my bills were online and it just wasn't working for me to take out cash and go back and forth to the bank all of the time. So what you'll see me doing on this channel will be transferring money from my paychecks or direct depositing them into different accounts. And then the things that I can pay cash for, I will take cash out for and stuff them. This video in particular is me setting up my sinking funds, and the way that I decided what my categories would be is based on what is important to me and the things that I know that I need to save for. So these are my current envelopes, which are just regular mailing envelopes. I didn't have my fancy new envelopes yet, so I just did this because I have like 500 of these envelopes. This is my savings challenges, and I'll get to that in a little while. I have birthdays, debt snowball, Christmas, hosting, and home repairs. These are my my currently stuffed envelopes. However, I did come up with a few more categories that I wanted to go over with you. And these are my new envelopes from Amazon. And I will post at the end of this video a little tutorial on how I made these envelopes. Obviously, it's really simple. It's a Sharpie and some paper, and I wrote these down, but I'll give a more in detail view of how I did that. So these are my sinking funds. I think I have about 10 of them, and what I did was I wrote them down in the order of importance. So you'll see here at the bottom that I show these different numbers are the order of importance for me. And then this is just a visual using the Budget Mom budget by paycheck system that I can, color these in and I can see how close I am to my goal. As an architectural graduate, I'm a very visual person, so that will definitely be helping me a lot. So my sinking funds, the first one is hosting. And this is primarily for our housewarming party. My boyfriend and I did just buy a house in Indianapolis, and it's what I would consider to be my dream home. So we won't be looking for a long, long time. And this may not be our forever home, but it certainly will be a place where we live for 5 to 10 years. So this is my hosting fund, and this originally had a limit of $200, but after doing the math and figuring out what we needed to cook all of the food, it looks like I'm only going to need about 120, so I did reduce the goal here. And there actually is money in this one. So I'll go ahead and transfer this over now, and we'll just double check and see how much money is in here. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So I knew that this one was fully funded. I just wanted to make sure that, make sure that I counted correctly the first time, because sometimes things happen and you just forget. So that is my first sinking fund, and it is completely done. I did this over the course of about 3 paychecks, so don't think that I just threw this all in there, this paycheck, because that is not the case. I've been planning for this for a while. We've had the house for less than a month, but I still knew that we were buying it long before that, and I have been setting aside $20 here and $20 there as I could for this. The next one is pet. And this is for my dog, Rusty. He has severe separation anxiety, so we're looking to get him a private training session and also adopt another dog as a companion for him. He does get very lonely, and he's very energetic and active, much more active than I am. So we would like to get him a little playmate, and we would like to train both of them at the same time, which will run about $475 for a 5-hour session. And we're going to start with one session, and if that works out, then we will try to do more. Speaking of Rusty, there's some dog hair on this. And I don't think that I have anything to put in that right now. That will be starting with my second June paycheck. I do get paid bi-weekly. Okay, and then birthdays. I know that I have some money in this. Today is actually my dad's birthday, and I will be stuffing this envelope, but you'll see in a minute where that money is actually going to go. It's not going to be in this physical envelope. This is kind of a surprise for him and not something that he's probably expecting, but he will watch my videos, so he will eventually see the surprise, if you will. This is where that birthday money will be going, and this is that fund that I just explained with the birthday thing. So basically my dad pays for a lot of things that I should be paying for as an adult, like insurance and my car tags and registration and things like that. So this will be a little bit of a contribution to him, and I had planned about $1,200 to go to him for those things, and I figured that he would rather have a lump sum that he wasn't expecting so that he can build up his emergency fund rather than a monthly payment from me. And that just frees it up in case there's a paycheck where I can't, make as much contribution to this one. So this would just be something that doesn't really have an end date, but it does have about a $1,200 goal to start until I can start paying for these things myself. Also, I'd like to mention, don't pay attention to my fingernails, and they look dirty and disgusting. We were staining a table today, and I didn't wear gloves like a genius, and got stain everywhere, and it's actually stain and polyurethane mixed together, so it's like really goopy and got all on my nails, so I apologize. This one is for car maintenance, and this is because I have 2 rims that I need to get refurbished. One from an accident that was not my fault, and then the other one is I hit a pothole and bent a rim, so I'd like to get those fixed. I also have a small rust spot on my car from where my door was loose, and it like crunched in the side of my car, and then the paint rubbed off, and I did get the dent fixed for free, I might add, which was really generous. But then the paint was like chipped off, and now it's a little rusty, so I want to get that fixed. So I think it's probably going to take me about $1,000 for all of that. I'm not really sure. I still need to go and get an estimate from the body shop where I got my car done after I got hit by a semi. So this is my travel fund. Sorry, these things are so staticky. This is my travel fund, and I don't have a specific goal in mind right now. However, I do like to travel, and I like to vacation, but I like to travel more because I feel like when I travel, I learn something. But for the sake of these videos and this envelope, this is both vacation and travel, and yes, there is a difference. And then, so basically any trips that we take will come out of this envelope, or even just little short trips to Ohio for the weekend, which is pretty common in my family. That's where that will come from. Then my snowball is my debt snowball. I do the snowball method. I do not do the avalanche method because I am a person that gets discouraged easily, and I like to see progress. So I like to tackle my smallest debt first, and then I use the minimum payment or whatever it may be from that once it's paid off, and on to the next largest debt, so that I can kind of compound those payments and pay things off faster. I know the avalanche method works for a lot of people, but for me, it just does not. This is Christmas. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm hoping to have about $500 in here, but I'm also learning to set boundaries for myself and with my family in particular. So I normally am very generous for Christmas, but I'm going to try my best to get $500 because I do have a boyfriend, and I would like to get him something nice because he does a lot of nice things for me all the time and gets me very expensive gifts. So not that I feel the need to get him expensive gifts, but I would like to get him something nice. And basically this is going to be whatever's in there around Christmas time is what's in there. And I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to appease everyone on that budget. It's a nice thing that we do mostly like white elephants or gift exchange because that really helps cut down on the cost. This envelope is for home, and it's for the house that we just bought. So yes, I did say it was my dream home, and it's pretty close to perfect. However, there are some rough-ins in the basement for a new toilet, shower, and sink. So we would like to put in a bathroom down there as well as waterproof the basement, and then eventually make like a second kind of media room where we can have like a projector and some older couches, because right now the basement is a little damp, so we want to address that problem obviously, and then also have a second bathroom because our house only has one bathroom, and kind of enclose the laundry room in that bathroom as well. So that's what that money will be for. And then this last envelope is challenge, and this will just be my 1s and 5s challenge for right now. I may participate in other challenges as they come along. I'm not quite sure what I want to be doing yet, but I do want to start saving my 1s and 5s, but that'll only be from my gas, groceries, and pet food cash envelopes that will be in my wallet. Okay, so that is all of the sinking funds explained. I will quickly go through and stuff what I have. So it looks like in Christmas I had $20. And I will be putting trackers in these. I just haven't got around to it yet. So I will eventually, these are so annoying. Okay. Eventually be putting trackers in these so I can keep track of actually how much I have in there. Previously I was just writing it on the back. So definitely don't want to do that to these plastic ones. Okay. And then the next one is Debt Snowball. I'm not doing these in any particular order, just how I have them in the paper envelopes. So where was my snowball? Here it is. Okay, so for Debt Snowball, I have $20, $35. We will quickly stuff that in there. So as far as my debt goes, I mostly have student loans. I do still have a car loan. My car is fairly new, and I don't really have anything on my credit cards anymore. I just paid those off a couple months ago, I would say. So this was for birthdays, $20, $35, and I will be putting that in the birthday envelope. Actually, no, I said that I was going to put this money from the birthday envelope actually in the Oh Dad category as a surprise for him. So I'll go ahead and do that now. These envelopes are really convenient, but they zip all kinds of like crazy ways, and I just feel like I can never figure out which way I'm supposed to be zipping the zipper. I feel like this is almost backwards, like it needs to like go the other way. I don't know. Okay, so $35 in there. And then I have my home repairs envelope. On the back here, you can see we've already done several things to the house. And then in that overage that I had in the hosting envelope, I've put in here, so there should be $40 in here. So I'll go ahead and put that back into home. Geez, see what I mean? Never know which way to zip them. Okay. So into home. And then my last envelope here is my savings challenges. and this was just like the $1 bill that I had laying around, I'm pretty sure. So I'll go ahead and put this in challenges, since I'll be putting my 1s and 5s from like my normal spending envelopes. It'll be in my actual wallet. The 1s and 5s will go in here, and then we'll probably see, like, once this gets pretty fat and kind of annoying, we'll see how much is in there, and we'll take that out and count it, put it in the safe, deposit it, whatever. And I think my savings challenges are just going to go towards my emergency fund, because I do have $1,000 in the bank for an emergency fund. However, I would like to get up to that 3 to 6 month mark. In a later video, I'll probably go over what that would look like for me, and kind of what my goals are, and kind of explaining this, but also explaining my bills and monthly expenses, and spending habits and things like that in a separate video. So this was just me setting up my sinking funds. Hi guys, future me here. I'm going to show you quickly how I wrote on my sinking fund envelopes. It's really simple, but I feel like it's something that not a lot of people really explain. I did, as you've seen, choose these envelopes from Amazon. I like them because they have a zipper and they can hold a lot more cash. You know, everybody's goal is to have these completely full of money, and I just feel like I don't want it falling out all the time. I would just feel more secure, even though these funds don't really leave my house. I would just like to have them in this little pouch so I don't have to worry about it and don't get anything mixed up. So I'll go ahead and quickly show you how I wrote on these. It's a really simple trick that you can do yourself with just some notebook paper and a Sharpie. And so what I did was I wrote on just a regular piece of paper the name of the fund. For me in particular, I chose to take up 3 lines of college ruled paper. And then I just wrote kind of like tall and skinny, kind of like Ray Dunn looking text. And I actually learned to write like this because of architecture school. We actually had to learn a new way of writing, and while this isn't exactly it, it's pretty close. And I just really like this style anyways. So what I do is I take this and I stick it inside, and I know that this piece of paper isn't quite centered, but I'm going to try to center the word home in the envelope, and I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little to the left. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks like it's in the middle. And then I just take my Sharpie. This is one of those ones that has like the little end and the big end. And I'm just going to use the big end like I did to write this in the first place. And I'm literally just going to trace over it very carefully, making sure that I don't smudge while I'm doing this. And then I will set it off the side to dry, as I've done with this envelope for hosting. So I'll just trace this really quickly. All right, so that's all traced, and then just being careful not to touch the actual outside of the envelope at the moment. I'm just going to take the paper out and set it aside so that I know I've already done that one. And I will continue doing this with the rest of my envelopes. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload a video.